Welcome back to Unwinding Roads. My name is Teddy, and behind me is my 2022 Jeep Gladiator Eco Diesel, and in front of me here is my Iceco VL65 dual zone fridge made for the outdoors. I've been running this fridge for about 6 months now. I've beaten the crap out of it. It's lived outside in the back of my truck, and at this point I am confident in giving you some tips of what you can expect from this fridge. I'm actually going to break down my expectations and the reality of owning this fridge and using it on all my adventures since I got it. Well, what is the Iceco VL65? It's a dual zone fridge where you can change the temperature of both sides. It's got 2 different lids. It's made for adventure, made out of steel. Everything about it is robust. The handles are strong, the corners are reinforced. It's basically a fridge that was built to last and built for your adventures. First thing you're gonna notice is I got groceries everywhere. All of this fits easily in this fridge. There's actually a lot more room than all of this. I'm gonna show you exactly how I pack everything up. I'm just gonna tell you straight, my expectations was I was going to be using one side as a freezer, one side as a fridge. I can tell you I've never done that. Not one time. I was excited for ice cream with the kids. I was gonna get some ice cream sandwiches in here, but I just never used it that way whatsoever. How I have it configured is the bigger stuff, and the stuff that I don't use very often will go on this side, which is the deeper side. And over here, I'll put the stuff that I use all the time, quick and easy. Now, the reason why I have it configured that way is in the back of my truck, I have the extrusion rack and it has the nice flip up. I have to reach in to grab things. It's a lot more difficult for me to reach into this one than it is for me to reach into this one. This one has a nice shallow tray and I can just reach my stuff. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean about how it'll hold all of this stuff. This basket comes out nice and easy. I'll actually put this basket in a shopping cart when I go get my groceries. And as I walk around, I'll just throw everything in there, nice and easy. So I'm actually gonna set it up like this so you can see just exactly how much room there is. Starting with 12 cans of your favorite drink. You could fit a whole size milk right here. I only bring a little one. We've got eggs. We've got mushrooms, condiments, all these meats. Turn this around so you can see how it's all fitting in there. Cheese. Now this is a pretty small shop, right? If you're going with a bigger family or more multiple days, you can easily, as you can see, you can stack that meat way high. Lemon, all those other things. This will still fit in here. This will fit in here. This will still fit in here. Okay, so as you can see, it's stuffed to the top. Let's pop it open. I get to my vehicle, I put it inside. There you go. It all fits. And that's just the one side. On the other side here, we have a much more shallow tray. And as I mentioned before, what I like to do with this tray, I'll show you right now actually, is the quick and easy things. I want access to it right now. So things like cheese, I could just grab on the go. Yogurt, I could just grab a couple of spoonfuls. All of my lunch meats, I like to have that readily available. Condiments, so I could just make a quick sandwich on the go. When you get to camp, maybe you want some lemon water or a drink. Milk for coffees. I like to lay it down right there. And lastly, I like to keep a few drinks ready to go at all times. Now before I put this tray in, the eggs actually fit in this bottom section real easy. And eggs you only grab, you know, in the mornings, so I like to put that down there first. Maybe if I get some hams or sausages, I'll put that in next, and then the tray will go on top of that. Just like that. Folds, closes, no problem. The things like the steaks or the chicken, that goes in this one. You're only using it for dinner time, right? Lettuce goes in there, and that's it. That's how I have it configured. As you can see, everything fits nice and easy. Reaching the stuff that I want to grab quickly is much easier in this shallow tray than it is in the deeper tray. Now there is, you know, you can get a slide out and do all that. Might make it a little bit easier. I think it's going to be the same. You got to reach in and over to get to this stuff. You can get the ones that come down. That might help a little bit, but with the flip up, I just find this to be the easiest. I do have a step stool because I'm short to be able to reach down to the bottom, but it's just so much easier for the stuff that you use all the time, the lunch meats, the condiments, the drinks, just to keep it in here, and it works great. When it comes to space in this thing, expectations versus reality, you expect it to hold a lot. Reality is it holds a heck of a lot more. I do run this fridge off of my Blue Yeti. I have the AC60 and I do pair it with the B80. How I have that set up is the AC60 stays inside with me. The B80 runs my fridge. And this will run it for about 4 days, no problem. I could hook up the solar panel to it when I get to camp, if there's time, and it'll charge and run the fridge at the same time. The one thing I cannot believe is how efficient this fridge is. You do not need a big power bank to run it. I also ran it off of my All Powers. I believe it's a 480 watt hour battery, and it ran it for 2 days. So this thing is very, very efficient. Keeps all my stuff nice and cool. But again, I've never used the freezer side like I thought I would. Let's talk about the problems I've had with it. Whew. The long list of one problem, and it was my fault. The stitching came undone off of the zipper. That was my fault. What I do is I never zip it up fully. I just leave it like this. And the zipper was half closed and I just forced it open. And that's what happened. Now I leave the zipper open more. Nice and simple. The cover has seen better days, but again, it lives outside. I don't have a full cap, I have a rack. So the cover is what's taking the beating. The actual fridge, it's got a couple scratches here and there, but overall, very good condition. No rust on any of the hinges, any of the metal pieces, absolutely no rust. None of these little plastic corners have broke, which is wild because it's just bouncing around right now back there. I do want to strap it down, make it a little bit more solid, but I haven't even done that yet. I just let it bounce around back there and it's holding up absolutely fine. Handles are still good. All the buttons still work. And the beauty is if I'm only going for a day trip or a couple days and I only need the one side, the shallow side, I can just shut off the big side. Then I'm using even less battery. Or you could just run the big side and leave the little side shut off, and it's the same thing. Like I said, I like to have quick access to everything, and me being shorter, it just made sense for everything to be right here. I can literally stop at a rest stop, pop this open, reach in, grab a drink, make myself a sandwich, and be on my way. Whereas in this side, usually things get piled up and you'll be digging in there to get your things. When it comes to expectations on the price, you're gonna have pretty high expectations. These are, about $1,000 Canadian with Prime days right now. That's also why I wanted to do this video, get you guys in on the sales. The link will be in the description. And if you do use it, it does help me out. Reality it definitely meets those expectations, without a doubt. As far as size, this is the perfect size if you have a family of 4, a family of 3. Even if you're by yourself, you could, like I said, if you like to have cold drinks, you got the one side for drinks, you got your other side for your food. It just makes sense. This setup just makes sense for me. Iceco does have other models available. Some are a little smaller, still dual zone. That might be a better fit for you. Definitely check them out. But that's gonna do it for this one. Out of 10, I'm going to give this fridge a 9.9. It loses 0.1 points because I'm short and I have trouble reaching all the way in to this side when it's in the bed of my truck. I'm not sure if it's their fault, but it's definitely not my fault. I was born this way. So until next time, go away, get lost, and unwind.
Let's go! Life's